crystalline water. So the whole project is it's over million square feet of commercial, which means retail, hotel, restaurants, and offices. And we gonna have the full build out is probably gonna be 15 years from now. We're gonna have 1,600 apartments, but it's all phased out. And we'll be building apartments together with the commercial space, so it's all phased out, and we'll be delivering apartments and retail and commercial at the same time. So it's a big project. It's a multi-phase project. We are hoping that we'll have it would be great to have groundbreaking ceremony next week, but more likely next year. So we're looking forward to that, and if you have any specific questions, I'm here to answer. We have the master plan here, which is still live and changing, but we can show all the components and what goes where. We'll be here to answer any questions if you have any specific questions.
I want to add one more thing, because you have the same rivalry like we do, Frisco and Dallas. You know, Austin has Barton Springs. You're gonna have this, and I remember going to Barton Springs, thought it was really cool. This is unbelievable, and we can tell you this doesn't exist anywhere in the United States right now. There is no mixed-use development like this with a crystal lagoon in the middle. So not only gonna be number one in population growth and every other number I seem to find, but you're gonna be the first here. So we're excited. We're excited the city is allowing us to do this, and we're very excited about this project.
You know, I have to tell you, in the last probably 2 weeks, we've announced several restaurants that are moving into Leander, and you know, I've pitched this to some entertainment venues, and let me tell you, they have been waiting for this day. So, you know, when you build something like this, I mean, the idea is that what makes ours different from some of the other ones, they tend to be a large swimming pool or beach club. This has a beach club, it has a resort hotel, it has an amphitheater, but we think that restaurants are going to want to be next to this with a patio, which, you know, for the foreseeable future, you know, customers want to be outside. This fits exactly what we believe consumers are looking for. Entertainment options where you can be outside in a little bit safer environment, and at the same time, you know, you're outside in the sunshine, and you know, I'm sure there will be venues with music playing, so it's going to be extremely exciting, and I can't wait for it. And the ones that I pitched it to are extremely interested in being in this development, so we think it's going to be a game changer.
Mayor, can you stay up there? Are you guys ready for questions? Do you have any more? Is there any questions from media that are here?
Yep. Hi, I'm Claire, from the Boston American Station, and I was wondering if there's other communities with crystalline lagoons in Texas. So what, can you tell me again what makes you?
So I personally visited two. I went to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and there's one there in Prosper, Texas, which is a suburb kind of northeast of Dallas-Fort Worth. And it's inside of a subdivision. So in other words, in fact, I think you were talking about it earlier, how it tends to be a place where it's like a beach club for residents that own homes there. Same thing in Humble, Texas. I always call it Humble. Sorry. And same thing there. So, you know, there they do have an amenity center associated with this that is really an entertainment value for the people that still live there. So they're not necessarily wanting people from outside. It's used to sell houses in that subdivision. But what this is an entertainment venue. So we absolutely expect that people from Leander are going to visit this on a regular basis. And part of the deal that we've worked out with Andre is that our residents are going to get a substantial reduction off the admission price. So we want it to be a place where our citizens can go. We don't want it to be something where people go to once or twice a year from out of town, and then that's it. No, No, we want it to be a place where everybody from the Central Texas area is packed in here, and they're eating out at the restaurants there, and they're going to concerts at the amphitheater, and from outside of the Metroplex or outside of Central Texas, they definitely are going to be staying in a resort hotel. So it's extremely exciting.
So the main difference, currently there are 3 lagoons in Florida, and just third one opened in Texas. All 3 lagoons in Florida, they're private amenity for subdivisions that those lagoons are located in. And this is what's called public access lagoon. So basically, it's not just for people who live in that subdivision. It's pretty much open for public, and that's the main difference. And that's the first lagoon that will have mixed use around it, not just subdivision houses. So that's the main difference.
Add one other thing. So if you want to get an idea of kind of what the lagoon looks like, you can go and Google Windsong, WINDSONG, in Prosper. That's the subdivision. And so they had the news out there from Dallas, and they put on an incredible grand opening. They had Phelps there. They had jet skiers doing all sorts of acrobatic tricks, stuff like that. But it's about a 600-person community. They do allow people to go view it. You have to call in advance because, again, it is not a public access lagoon, and it's much smaller than this. It's like a two acre deal, but it is incredible. I was just saying we ran into somebody 2 days ago in Dallas who saw us working together and said, "What are you working on?" I said, "We're getting ready to come down to Leander to talk about the development project." He said, "What development?" I said, "It has a crystal lagoon." All of a sudden I heard about how he takes his wife and their twins, and they're there every single day, and he saves money because he doesn't have to go on a vacation to the beach. But this is it's a completely new concept. It's going to be incredible.
How deep will it be?
Sorry?
How deep will the lagoon be?
It's 8 feet deep.
That is deep.
Yeah, it's 8 feet deep. The deepest that the depth that's required to have this beautiful color, and it's 4 feet at the along the boardwalk, and obviously at the beach. It's the 30%. Yeah, beach.
And it uses a technology that minimizes the use of chemicals?
Yes, it's proprietary technology, but Crystal Lagoons patented technology. They have lagoons all around the world, and this unique technology allows to use 100 times less chemicals than in swimming pool, and it's 50 times more energy efficient compared to the swimming pool. So you'll have a swimming pool of this size. It will cost you a lot to run it. So that's the kind of IP that we are licensing from Crystal Lagoons, is how to make it work and not, the water wouldn't smell chlorine, and it wouldn't cost a lot to run it.
Would it be recycled water then?
Okay, this water will be, we have well on the property, so we will use well water to fill in Crystal Lagoon and keep it kind of full. It's all going to be well water, and that's water, like, it's not going anywhere, and it's basically in the closed cycle.
Okay.
Is there any changes you're going to do from the original Crystal Lagoon's design for your guys' own end of stuff? Is there anything going to be different than the original design they previously presented?
Previous design?
Yeah.
It's completely different.
Okay.
It's 90 day. Apart from the size that your previous design was 4 acres, everything is different. Everything. So like, there is not much apart from the size that's the same.
Okay. How big were the ones you guys built in Florida? How big were those compared to this one?
We are not building in Florida. It's other developers who built in Florida. The range in size they range from 3 acres to, I think the largest is 9 acres.
Where will the sand come from?
Where are we gonna? We'll find out. We don't know yet, but it's gonna be white sand.
Can you talk about the location? Where is it going to be? You haven't told everybody.
The location. Yes, it's not shown anywhere.
Yes.
So
2243.
2243, 183.8. It's southwest corner of Toll Road and 2243. So it's literally 1 mile towards the toll road from here.
It's very convenient to the rail station as well.
Yeah, it's 1.2 miles south of the train station. And as you can see, the trail that we're going to have, that trail goes along Brushy Creek all the way to the train station.
Any other questions?
Oh, I had a question about the tax rebates. They're based on certain goals, right? How much
Yeah.
tax rebates would they get if they achieve the first phase?
So this is entirely performance based. So from the city's perspective, it's really a no-lose proposition because, for instance, we based a lot of the incentives on not only commercial space, but it also has to be, a percentage of it has to be rented out. So in other words, they have to actually fill it up as well before some of those metrics are done. And so we have phasing in of all these things as well as the residential. So the idea is that the commercial and the residential both grow at the same time, but the very first thing that will be built is the lagoon. So from day one, it can be open to people as we're having both commercial and residential go up around it. So very, very good for the city, unlike no other 380 agreement I've ever seen.
Can you talk about the timeline, start to finish, for this project, please? And I know it's an estimate.
Yeah, we started a year ago, that's for sure. The timeline, our plan is to have groundbreaking next year. Whether it's going to be June, the best case scenario, or December, I hope the worst case scenario, but we plan to start in June. And then actually 380 agreement has the milestones with the timeline that we have to kind of hit certain dates in order to keep incentive working. So the plan is the first phase, the lagoon, the restaurants and apartments around the lagoon, that is projected to be the first 3 years. And after that, every phase will have 250 apartments, 100,000 square feet of retail. And we expect that every phase will take 2-3 years, and it's 6 phases total. So the best case scenario will be 12 years before it's all built out. It may take longer, but yeah, that's the plan.
How much of that initial phase will be just in June going? Is that going to be simultaneous to the retail or just first?
Yes, it's the construction will be simultaneous, and the reason for that is that we can't build a lagoon and fill it in with clean water and have construction going on next to it. So all this retail next to the lagoon and apartments, and except the hotel. The hotel, I think we may delay because of pandemic, but everything else is going to be built at the same time. Then Laguna, basically we have conditioned that we're not going to have certificate of occupancy for the apartments unless Lagoon is completed. So it's all going to be at the same time.
Will you be charging for the water when it's initially open? Is it going to be priced?
Well, it depends, because Lagoon itself, there are many activities in the Lagoon. You have obviously boardwalk, which is free, but if you want to enjoy the beach, that will be the ticketed entry. And as we agreed with the city, citizens of Leander will have a huge discount. And it also will depend, because the tenants of the apartments will have access to the lagoon, so depending where you're from and so on. And we plan to have different packages, daily access, monthly access, yearly access, so they will be different.
About do you have any estimate of what price range you're looking for daily versus monthly?
We don't have exact price estimates, but I can tell you that this year, this summer, the lagoon in Houston, it was first time open to the public, and they had it booked out every week, and they were charging between $10 to $20 per day. So depending on it's a big day or a weekend. I think they're thinking to increase charges because the demand is exceeding the supply.
Mayor, can you tell us what this is gonna cost the taxpayers of Leander? Say that one more time.
0, 0, 0. Everything being performance based, it is, it is created by the tax that's created when they build something, in other words. So then they're reimbursed, and that helps them pay for the project. So even things like hotel tax, well, obviously you don't get a hotel tax unless you have a hotel. So it's entirely performance based, and we think from a city perspective. I mean, again, if you're a restaurant, which they're already looking at Leander anyway, why would you not want to be right here? And you've got a steady stream of clients all the time. So we think that the minute they get it built, it's going to be full of tenants already. So very exciting.
Okay, that's it. We're going to wrap it up, but of course, if you have questions, we'll let them stick around for a little bit longer. I'm going to go ahead and end our live stream.